Hi guys. The sun is on me. Okay, like that I guess.
The sun's always on you.
Not in my eyes. Okay, so we are going to talk about Tampo. Because
Tampo. We get a good many comments from our viewers asking, do we fight? Do we argue? Like, normal couples have disagreements, right?
yeah.
So,
Yeah, of course. But we are not we're not fighting like we're dogs, like we're animals, like we're or nag each other. It's not our thing. We don't like that. I personally don't like that because I don't like arguments. I don't like arguing. I don't like confrontation. So maybe not all Filipino, but mostly it's very well known in the Philippines. Not just girls, but also boys did this kind of thing. We call it tampo. Like we don't talk at all when we are mad or feel bad to our partner. Like we just shut down. Like
a monk, like a Buddhist monk. If I threw a robe on her and shaved her head, I would not know the difference.
Yeah. So what happened is, Jake will know that I am mad with him when he says something and I feel like he's being mean and it sounds like being mean. I right away walk away and go to the room, close the door, and just do myself and have my own self there. And yeah, and then what do you do next, right?
Well, what's interesting is when you have a Filipino and an American or Western get together. It's interesting how this takes shape because in Western culture we're big on resolving issues right away. So if we have disagreements here in the West, the culture here is you right away you try to resolve it. Like, hey, what happened? What hurt your feelings? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. Or maybe somebody does say, hey, I did mean it, but you shouldn't be offended. I don't know,
But in reality, it's not like that. Because when the other person have these emotions, when she or he is angry, you cannot just resolve right away because you will be more angry with each other because you are throwing words that you didn't mean it because you are in your emotion. So as Filipino, what we do is we don't really talk because the more you talk when you're angry, the more you say nonsense
things you may regret.
And you may regret afterwards. So it's better to shut down and not talk and wait for yourself to calm down, and then when you're ready you can talk like calmly. And not like nagging each other, throwing things at each other like, I disagree with you, I disagree, blah blah blah. It's just I don't like that. It's mind-blowing for me. I feel like it's explode my mind like when Jake tries to because at first I think I stayed here for how many months na, love? Not
8 or 9 months now?
Yeah, something like that. So our first argument, like I just cry and I right away just don't talk, and because Filipinos are very kind of sensitive, we just cry and we don't want to talk at all. And Jake is trying to talk like, what did I do? What is it? Blah, blah, blah.
Is that I say blah blah blah?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much, and it's like nagging to me. It sounds like nagging, though it doesn't sound nagging, but because I'm in my
Emotional
states, it feels like you're nagging to me. Like I don't want to hear any words. Just stop.
See, for me as the Westerner, I'm trying to resolve it. Like, what did I do? What did I say? Which part of it hurt your feelings? Whatever, And so I'm trying to resolve it. She doesn't want to hear it. She wants to shut down. So let me make 2 points of what she's saying. Number one, when you need to make a decision or you need clarity on something, it is very true to make that decision based on analytical thought process and not emotional thought process. So I actually give kudos to the Filipinos for Tampo, because if you do want to resolve an issue logically with good analytical thought on who's right, who's wrong, or what was said wrong, it's best to do that when you're not in such an emotional state. So I do agree with that now. I did not see it that way before Jesset came into my life. Anytime I had a disagreement with somebody, you know, not that I wanted to fight and argue, but it's the American way to resolve it. Let's resolve it. Let's shake hands.
But it costs actually fight when you right away resolve right away. For me, in my own opinion, because you will start shouting, you know, because I have my opinion and you have your opinion, and of course you don't understand yet because you're in your state of emotions, so you end up fighting more like blah, 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 blah. I don't like that, so I don't like that.
So you know, Tampo does go down in the house. I forget my second point now. So the number one point was, yes, it is better to have that time and peace to think about things, let everybody calm down.
And also it gives you also the opportunity to think of what you've done. I shouldn't say this, I shouldn't have done this. You know, not just me.
Yeah. And I don't know if this was my second point or not, but the other thing that gives clarity to this topic is we generally don't argue that much. I think the majority, maybe not all, but I think the majority of our arguments come from the foundation of some of our arguments are the cultural differences.
Because what happened is Jake likes to joke around with me. He always loves to joke, and of course at first when you're in a stage of living together,
in the beginning of your
relationship, of course you are adjusting with each other, but we don't adjust that much. Okay, this is only the part where I adjust when Jake jokes around, and I don't understand why he said some jokes that it's not funny at all.
They're funny to me.
It's annoying.
But it's not funny to me.
I was like, what? Is that a joke?
To your defense, my Filipino friends here in America told me when I went to see Jesset and spend a great deal of time with Jesset in the Philippines before she came here, one of my good friends, Rowena, shout out to Rowena if you see this, she told me, don't tell our American jokes. Now, Rowena's Filipina. I think Rowena came over here when she was like 9 or 10. She moved to America, so she was pretty much raised here, so she knows both cultures. And she told me, she said, don't use your American jokes in the Philippines or with Filipinos because they won't understand them. Like, our sense of humor in America is way different. And it's very, very true, because when I crack jokes with Jesset, she doesn't get them. And to the defense again, to Jesset in the Filipino culture, a lot of American jokes, unfortunately, are at the sake of others' emotions. Like, the first thing that comes to mind for any foreigners that are watching this, there's a song that is it's a hit right now. It's an R&B song or a rap song in America, and a lot of people are dancing to it. And in it, part of the chorus is, they say, "You ugly, you your daddy's son." So it's meant in a joking way in American culture, but how rude is that? That's really rude to say, you're ugly, you must be your daddy's son because your dad is ugly.
Yeah.
So that's just American culture. We do tell bad jokes at the expense of other people's emotions. And most Americans laugh at them, but the Filipinos do not.
Yeah, we don't understand. Maybe we can understand if we are same Filipino. You get me? But if it's like different nationality, and then I was like, why this white boy is joking on me like that? It hurts my feelings. Like, does he understand what I'm thinking about it? Like, is he serious about it? Something like that. So yeah, that's how we start.
So yeah, the majority of our misunderstandings and arguments are based on cultural differences and misunderstandings. I will say something, she won't get it. I try to explain it and reinforce it and help her understand it. She still doesn't get it. And then she tells me, "Bahala ka, oy, forget it. I don't want to know." You know, something like that. So then we kind of go into this mini Tampo mode.
Yeah, mini Tampo mode. Like, I don't want to hear any words from you because for me, you're really wrong. And I feel like I'm right. But I end up, when I talk to you about it, when you hear my reasons, you tell me that I'm all right.
Yeah.
It's that I'm right.
Yeah, I validate her. I do give her validation.
You agree to me?
Yeah.
So what you like, American way or like Tampo way of Filipino?
No, I like the Tampo way. So the good question. Being an American and being in previous relationships, the American way of arguing and blah, 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 right back and forth and trying to resolve it in the first 15 minutes. I much prefer Tampo. I much prefer if she's upset with me that she doesn't tell me ugly things or say ugly things that maybe make me want to say ugly things back. Hopefully not, but I really rather that. And then when she's done and her emotions are settled, then she'll come to me and say, hey, I really didn't like what you said. It made me feel like this. And then I can in turn say in a calm voice and not in a defensive way because she's not attacking me. In a calm voice I can say, you know what, that's absolutely not what I meant, or vice versa, whatever, and we resolve the issue.
Yeah.
And there was no bickering, fighting, there was no talking ugly to each other.
Yeah, but of course, at first, in our first Tampo moment, it's not like that at all.
Yeah.
So I need to talk about it also, like,
Okay.
maybe there's our viewers. For sure, there are lots of Filipino viewers that are watching right now, and of course, they will going to relate to this kind of topic.
Yeah.
So at first, our first Tampo, it was not like that. Like, of course, there are moments when you give time to yourself, right? To have moments on yourself, but when you say to your partner, like, go away, or I don't want to hear you, I don't want to see you here,
Oh, it's another
like
good
that,
point.
right? So right away he will just go away and will not going to go with you and make affections with you.
Yeah.
Because Filipino, you explain that because you know already.
Yeah.
At
Good
first,
point.
it was very hard for me, but right away, at that first Tampo, I right away explained the whole thing step by step.
How to court in Tampo.
To
You gotta court them. You gotta court during Tampo.
You have to court during Tampo, even if you will say, go away, don't wanna, just leave me alone,
Okay.
like that. Okay, you do.
So I'll interject there.
Okay.
So in American culture, this is very good for Filipinas that may be with a Westerner. In American culture, when an American woman tells a man, go away, I don't want to talk to you, I'm done with you, whatever, that really means go away, don't be in my space, get out of my face, don't come back until tomorrow or whatever, right? But the Filipina will say that, but she doesn't mean it. She'll say go away,
It's
but
the opposite.
really what she's expecting is oh, sige na, love, sorry po,
Like that.
oh, I love you po, sorry po, like that. So
Yeah.
I think
We are seeking for affection.
Yeah.
Because I think not just love, not just a Filipino. I think all girls in the whole world.
I'm
Because
sure.
girls are very sensitive. They want really affection, and if they will say, maybe you just don't know that because no one tells you. Only me tells you.
No,
right?
I'm telling you, American women will like punch, kick. They will.
Oh my God.
Some of them will get physical for you to get away from them. They mean it. They're serious. Like, leave me alone.
But maybe not all.
Not all, of course.
Yeah.
Nothing applies to everybody.
Yeah, maybe not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think that a very good point to make here is if you're Filipina and you're with a foreigner, of any kind of foreigner,
Yeah.
because you're more than likely going to have a difference in culture in this aspect, I think it's very important from the beginning that a Filipina explain to that foreigner, hey, this is how I'm going to be. When I get upset, I do what's called Tampo in the Philippines, and this is what you need to know about Tampo. Like, I will shut down, I will go hide, I will be a recluse in the room or whatever, or I won't talk to you for 2 days.
Not 2 days, maybe hours.
Yeah, just let them know what to
Yeah.
expect, because when they don't know and we experience it for the first time, we're like, oh my God, are you, we're not the, sige na, sorry po, love you po, all that. We're like, why are you not talking to me? Let's resolve this, blah, blah, blah. It's not very sweet and loving, and we don't
Yeah.
understand what's
Yeah.
going on.
And you will be the one to sacrifice your emotion, like, why is he not doing this to me? Why you
Yeah.
just leave me alone here and just cry by my own self? Why is not
Because that's what I did at first. I left her
Yeah.
alone. She said,
I
leave me
was
alone.
like,
I left her there for
don't
hours.
do that. How can you leave me alone and just cry by myself?
Yeah.
Even if I tell you, they were right, love, I told
Yeah.
you, even if I tell you to go alone, of course you have to eat your pride because you love me, right?
Yeah.
I said like that to him. If you truly love me, even if I push you away, you should not going to you should not going to stop right there. You should not give up.
Guys,
Because
don't go golfing or anything when she's going through Tampo. Don't leave her alone thinking that that's what she wants.
Yeah, because of course it builds so much pain already, and the girl would think like, my God, he doesn't love me. He doesn't even make me feel good or make me calm down right here. I'm crying so much because he did this to me. And then he's like, yeah, that's what I told him. Like, you have to give me affection. And then you told me like, and then when I'm going to stop, like even if you're very like, like I don't want to, like arte. So I would say, you will not stop. You don't need to give up, because that's what it is. You're my husband. You have to eat your pride and just don't give up. Never give up, until
Yeah.
you make me feel better. You say something to me, like, even if you feel like you're not wrong, you will just say like, I'm sorry, love.
Yeah.
Okay, it's my fault. Like that.
So, in saying that and eating your pride, not that a lot of people have problems eating their pride. I don't necessarily feel like I have a problem eating my pride, but it's not the way we do it in America. It's not about eating my pride. It's just knowing that your partner wanted you to leave him alone, so you left him alone, and that's the way they wanted to do it. It's not like that in the Philippines. And I can tell you guys, if you do it the Tampo way, whereas you quote unquote eat your pride, you go to them, you shower them with love and affection. There's a lot of times I say I'm sorry. It may not, when you tell your partner you're sorry, it doesn't always mean that you're saying, I'm sorry, I was wrong. It means I'm sorry that your feelings are hurt. Because whether I was right or wrong, I could have been right. It doesn't matter. As long as her feelings got hurt, even if I was right, that didn't give me the outcome that I wanted. And I am truly sorry that her feelings got hurt.
Yeah.
It may not have been my end result or my end intention for her to get her feelings hurt, but I am truly sorry that her feelings are hurt. So I can reinforce that what I was trying to communicate I believe to be right, and I didn't want to hurt her feelings, but I am very sorry that her feelings got hurt.
Yeah,
And that makes me sad. So, guys, don't hesitate to, show them affection when they display Tampo, and tell them you're sorry, because if you really love them, you are sorry that their feelings hurt, whether their feelings are right or wrong. It's their feelings. You can't take that away from them, right?
Yeah, girls are very different from men, because girls are really
Very
sensitive
emotional and sensitive.
emotional, yeah, and then that's the part of a man to, grab that opportunity to be a man,
Yeah.
and it takes a lot of maturity to embrace that kind of situation and how you deal with it. Yeah, so being, I mean, going on or having partner or in a marriage life, I think people should be matured.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not only that, but you have to be willing to give and
Yeah.
take. It's all about give and take.
And understanding, and love should always win no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your love should always take precedence, and none of us are always right all of the time. So you have to understand that there's times where you may have had good intention and what you said is true, but maybe you communicated it in a harsh way that just kind of
Yeah.
rubbed your partner wrong. Maybe you didn't communicate it with love or whatever. So this is what I can say going out of this is, if your wife, fiance, girlfriend has a moment of Tampo, I can tell you, if you try to repair that and show her love and affection, you're only going to get tenfold love back after that.
Yeah. for
Versus
sure.
if you are the hardened, whoever, Western or foreign or Filipino, whoever you are, and you're going to stand your ground and, I'm the guy and I was right in what I said, and,
Yeah.
you shouldn't feel that way, but,
You will-
whatever,
yeah.
then you're only going to harden her heart and you're going to get less love in the end.
Yeah, because it builds her, it builds her emotions inside, and then one day she will just burst out. And what I can say is that to all girls out there, you have to be open up. Not in a bad way, but in a calm way. You have to open up, like, you should do this to me. You should do this to me when I'm in my Tampo. Because if you don't speak out,
I needed it, right?
you needed it. Because if you don't speak out, you will just going to,
Suffer.
no, you're just going to hurt yourself. Like you'll be the one to suffer. So just speak out. And yeah, communication is the key.
But in the end, I love Tampo because if we have a problem, if there's a problem and it comes up, there's no bickering or fighting or arguing really. She shuts down. I know something's wrong. I shower her with love and affection.
Yeah, right away.
And then in time, she tells me, hey, this is what upset me. And I understand, I can appreciate that Tampo is merely her biting her tongue not to say something she's going to regret and want to take back later. In American culture, we all are guilty of that. We say things in the heat of the moment when we're very emotional that we may not necessarily mean or would have said had we been calm and not in such an emotional state.
Yeah, and it causes so much trouble afterwards because especially the girls, if they hear like a nasty words from a guy, especially to their husband, it will forever be in their head.
Yeah.
You know, it's not
It's very
true.
piercing.
It's not true that they will say like, I can forget it, you know. Maybe they can forget. No, I don't think they will forget. They're always in their head. But if the husband is very affectionate and, you know, very loving to you, of course they will, they can reconsider that it's not right. It's just, you know, say that because he didn't mean it, or it's out of nowhere, he just said it, something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm thankful that we don't really have that. Alright, okay. So we don't have that kind of argument like most couples does, like a lot of arguments. We don't. Maybe in my stay here for 9 months, we only have like five tampo moments, I guess, 5 or 6. We can only count in our fingers, like not more than 10. And
We're both pretty easygoing people.
yeah, I don't like complications. I don't like I'm not argumentative. I just don't like
I'm
it.
not either.
It's just
I'm very giving too. Like if I think or believe something and she does something different, I'm really a passive person. I will give in to what she wants 90% of the time probably, right?
yeah.
And just say, okay, whatever, however you want to do it, whatever you want to do, you know? I'm very easygoing and very flexible.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
we don't have a lot of
Misunderstanding.
disagreements or misunderstandings. When we do, it's strictly cultural.
Yeah, it's very like minor problems, not even a problem. It's just me who I don't like the words that came out in his mouth like that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've learned more in our time together to consider the cultural differences before, not only jokes, but before I just talk in general. Before I say things, you know, I have to think of, you know, I can't think of how would I say this in an American way or to an American partner. How am I going to say this to her? Because she's not American and she's not going to receive everything the same way an American would.
Yeah.
So guys, you really got to consider that. If, you know, hopefully you're better than me initially, starting out, but I've learned and have gotten better. But if you're not better than me from right out of the door, really consider the words that come out of your mouth, because they're very powerful in impacting your partner.
Yeah.
Because they're very sweet and very soft-hearted, and the slightest thing that you wouldn't even think will impact them in a great way.
I mean, if other people would say bad words to me, it doesn't affect me. But to your partner, who is, you know, your loved ones, your family, would say that and you know, impact me. But other people, negative things, it doesn't affect me, because, you know, like especially mean people, they're not something that I should be bothered with or think about even. Yeah. Just family and relatives.
So
Yeah,
that's good, huh?
Yeah.
So I hope that helps you guys.
Yeah, you will learn something from this. Of course, it's very natural that there's no perfect person, there's no perfect relationship, but as long as you love each other, you will always find ways to understand and, you know, compromise each other. Yeah, I hope you will learn a lot from this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we made sense. I was not actually in my great senses today. Like feeling sick inside.
Yeah, that's it, guys. So we hope this helps. not only give insight to our relationship, for all those asking, do we fight and argue like normal couples? And we hope it just helps people that just stumble upon it, that just want to know about Tampo. One of the other things I will say on the way out, one of the viewers did drop a comment and say, did we ever have any arguments while we were LDR that almost caused us to break up? And the answer to that is no.
Yeah,
like
we
we had a really good, solid relationship through our LDR. We Skyped usually twice a day,
Yeah.
definitely once a day, but usually twice a day. I would always Skype her before I left for work, and I would Skype her when I got home from work, and then also on my
day
days
off.
off. In the morning before when I started my day, and at night when I finished my day, or in between. So we really had a really good LDR, no huge misunderstandings.
If we disagree sometimes when we're in our LDR, I have to know that I need to speak out, because he is a foreigner and he will never know what I go through, because Filipinas are very like keeping the emotions, because they will think like, okay, have some common sense to think that your words are not right, you know. We are like that. I mean me, I don't know the song, but
Maldita.
most Filipinas are, you know, like don't want to talk about it at all. They want the partner or the other person to think what is his fault.
This is a joke. This is not a bad joke, but this is a joke that I tell her sometimes. Any of you guys that watch TFC, is that right, TFC?
Yeah.
I call her Madam Claudia sometimes, but it's a joke, because sometimes she'll be a little bit maldita.
Even if I'm not maldita, you would get me. I say, don't be maldita.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay, Madam Claudia. Is she still on? Is she
No,
still
not
on?
anymore.
Okay. But they know who she is, huh?
Yeah, they know.
Yeah. So anyway, okay, all right, guys. I
Okay,
think this is long
guys.
enough.
Yeah, it is long
35
enough.
minutes.
But I hope
Don't
you
shake
enjoy.
my arm too much,
Sorry,
huh?
love. So I hope you enjoy this chika time.
Hope
with
this
us.
helps, huh?
Yeah, and yeah, I hope everyone will have a good day.
Stay blessed.
Mm-mm.
Stay happy. Stay in love.
Yeah.
If you're
Always
in your
choose
LDR,
happiness.
yeah, if you're in your LDR, don't lose hope. It will close. The distance will close soon. Diba?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, always choose happiness and never get the bad things happen in your life get into you, because life is short and you know life is beautiful.
You're never promised tomorrow.
Yeah.
Live today as if it's your last.
Yeah.
Okay. We're
Thank
gonna
you
peace out.
guys. Bye.
Take care.
We love you. Thank you.